Happy Wednesday to everybody. This is Mornings with Michael, brought to you for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Should you need a personal financial review, feel free to get in contact with us. Um, let's jump to the markets. Yesterday, the reports of slowing that everybody was hoping for came in, and then now people are worried about inflation, not inflation, but recession. So let's find our screen here. So this is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is down sharply, gap down. Market, this is our 5-minute screen. And take a look at SMH. They had been up sharply, so this is a pretty strong pullback. Yeah, you can see that this is gap down. We'll just have to see if that fills the gap and continues up, or it's right now near its 20-day moving average. Take a look at the dollar. We had a little too many U's there. Dollar is up about 8 cents this morning, not too much. Zero TNX was down, was gapping down earlier. It has recovered somewhat. The yield, the 20-year continues its pullback. The 1 to 3-year bond is up sharply today, so that means the yield is falling on the 1 to 3-year bond as well. Western Alliance Bancorp came in with some bad news. So they're down 16% today. Morgan Stanley downgraded this sector, the regional banking system, so they continue. They had a little bit of a bump up, and now they're returning to their falling factor. So look at some of the other sectors here. Jets is pulling back. Pave in the infrastructure is pulling back. Home builders had tried to move up, but now they're pulling back on the recent news. ADP came out with news that missed estimates on hiring as well. So that is putting further pressure on the markets this morning. Look at our energy. Pretty much everything is retreating today. Look at our software. Software is pulling back. Growth is pulling back here. We've got our commodities. Got a slight pullback there. Internet is pulling back. More semiconductor moved below its 50-day moving average. Consumer discretionary is pulled back. Retail is remaining stable. That's one good ETF so far. Oil services pulling back pretty strongly after attempt to move higher on U.S. Oil prices. Let's look at the oil prices right now. Uh, they bumped their head against the 200-day moving average, and we'll see if they can move any further. Natural gas, see if they are up slightly today, but they're at extreme lows right now. And one sector that's kind of leading right now, gold, is pulling back a little bit today after getting a huge run up yesterday. Silver, about the same. We look at the XME, we'll look at stock, copper. Had a big bump, and now we got a strong pullback on the economic news. And then let's take a look at some things that are moving positively today. IFRX is gapping up quite a bit, up about 40%. Was up a little bit more a little earlier, but this is on news that they've been authorized for emergency use COVID shot. Buru was up a little bit more earlier, but it's up 81%. They've been selected by the Defense Department for their laser high detection lasers laser high defense detection system, I guess, for the Defense Department. Um, so we'll have to continue to watch that one. FedEx, like the consolidation of FedEx Express, FedEx Ground, FedEx Services to save $4 billion. So this is up slightly. Number one on our list is Brazilian provider of pre and postpaid voice and data services. Was up earlier and now it's retreating. Gravity, another ADR, is gapped up about 2.6%. Korean developer of multi-layer 9 role playing game system. Vita Coco is just continues its strong run, broke out around 1433 and just continues to move higher. It has a major distribution contract in Costco. You can find it in Costco. That's helping its sales. Amazing. There's like a regional bank in here when all the rest are failing. And it's up 2.8%. AU is Anglo Gold Ashanti, a South African gold miner and producer, up 3.9%. See what else we got here. We got Rose, Dutch Brothers was coffee supplier, was up earlier. Now it's up 0.74. Goldfield, another South African in the extraction of gold. All these gold issues are continue to move up. And Johnson and Johnson, if I can get the right ticker. J&J is up on settlement of its lawsuit against it on talcum powder. So it's up a little over 3%. So that's what's moving up today. We said the market is pretty mixed. Shot spotter down 22%. Developed security devices detecting gunfire. Um, wow, that's a huge move down. We'll have to investigate that a little more. DLO, which is not sure what's going on here with our count. We'll pause for a moment. So we had continued to have problems with Bing. So started up this program on, let me stop the share and start sharing. There we go. Yeah, shots footer is down big, and we're going to go to local. Down about 20%. Its earnings came in negative 25%, much less than they were expected. AI continues to plummet after a short report wanted auditors to check up on some financials on them to support their short, I guess, in some ways. And so they kind of got what they were hoping for. So the stock has continued to plummet here. Let's bring up the screen here a little bit so we can see some of these others. Sprout Social, internet social provider, puts out social media for a number of different companies, is falling. It's down 13%. Resources Connections down about 10%. Human resource and legal consulting services. Albemarle, they make a lot of the um, backbone of the batteries going into the EV market, is down quite sharply today. And we'll just look at one more. CNHI in industrial is down about 4%. And that's our report for today. This has been Mornings with Michael. For informational, educational purposes, the market is mixed with kind of unhappy results for hiring. And we're kind of looking to see if the inflation is continue to move. We kind of expected a pullback in the markets after a sharp move up. So as more data comes in, we'll just have to see which way it's going to move to. Appreciate your attendance today and hope everybody has a great Wednesday.